Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gershwin and you were watching OneMindSyndicate. Today we continue talking about demon princes as we get into a very unique demon prince, Be'lakor. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. And of course, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's because of them that we can create these videos. If you want to support, link is in the description. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the demon prince known as Be'lakor. Ancient and powerful beyond imagining, the demon prince known as Be'lakor, sometimes referred to as the Dark Master or the First Damned, is the very first demon prince to have been empowered by all four chaos gods. The origins of Be'lakor are spoken only of in legends and rumors, tales torn from the tongues of captive demons, or forbidden lore recorded on ancient crypt walls. Crude pictographs found in the caves of dry, dead worlds, or primitive statues hidden in the sunken depths of Deathworld oceans speak to Be'lakor's immortal reign within the galaxy. Scholars have been driven mad looking for hints of the demon prince's presence woven into the history of the universe, always lurking in the shadows behind the rise and expansion of the mortal race. Even the secretive Grey Knights chapter of Space Marines, created by the Emperor to combat the demonic forces of the Warp, know little of Be'lakor's true history, only conflicting lies and impossible fabrications. Legends tell of Be'lakor's ruling over mortal empires since the dawn of time, the demon prince conquering a world and subjugating its people, forcing them to worship him as a god. When the race would finally fall into decline, ruined by Be'lakor's greed and malevolence, the demon prince would move on, finding a new, burgeoning sentient species to be his plaything. Several times the demon prince is said to have been the lord of sector-spanning stellar empires, a dark, demon god ruling over thousands of worlds and billions of loyal followers. Relics and ruins of dead worlds still exist that suggest that there might be some truth to these legends. Whether their source was Be'lakor or not is more difficult to say. The Adeptus Mechanicus Tech Magos, Kyber, has spent his life piercing together the history of Be'lakor in his exploration of the galactic wilderness, hunting down ancient relics of the dark age of technology. Following the faint trails left by Be'lakor's passage through history, Magos Kyber has found winged statues carved from the fossilized bones of psychers, crumbling scrolls of human skin that show thousands of tiny figures bowing down before a dark-winged shape, and horn fragments sealed in sacred caskets. Unaware of Be'lakor's true nature, Kyber has become convinced that these objects are linked to one alien overlord, an ancient creature that has existed for millions of Terran years, in various guises and behind countless vile deeds. Unknown to Kyber, he is being manipulated by Be'lakor. The demon prince places the first clues to his existence in Kyber's path, leading the Magos to the ruins of worlds he once ruled. From this seed of curiosity, Kyber has discovered new star systems, planets, and ruined empires long forgotten by Be'lakor. While the demon prince helps Kyber from the shadows, the Magos gathers up hidden and forgotten legacies Be'lakor has left behind, ultimately returning to the demon prince his lost objects of power, while also erasing his existence from history. Like a petulant first son, Be'lakor has always had a bitter jealousy towards anything or anyone that wins the favor of the dark gods. For millennia, the demon prince undermines the plots and schemes of the demonic and mortal servants of chaos. However, what Be'lakor mistook for free will and a measure of revenge against those that have usurped his power is merely the great game between the chaos gods. When the demon prince brought down a champion of Nurgle, invariably he was doing Tzeentch's bidding, and while laying a warrior of the blood god low, he was fulfilling the will of Slaanesh. Be'lakor remains blinded by these manipulations of the chaos gods. His own thirst for power and pleasure of proving his mastery over rival champions of chaos seems enough to make him forget the sorcerer's tethers that the dark gods continually try to wind tightly around his neck. Be'lakor wields a unique ether blade known as the Blade of Shadows. Its ghostly form is eternally between shape and shadow, solidarity and silhouette. Mastery of this weapon enables Be'lakor to scythe through armor, scale, flesh, and bone without resistance, its essence changing in an instant from formless shadow to murderous edge at its master's whim. For centuries, Be'lakor has been watching the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon the Despoiler, influencing events as they ebb and flow around Abaddon, knowing on some level that their fates are bound. During each of Abaddon's Black Crusades, the Master of Shadows has been lurking in the background. During the Third Black Crusade, legends say that it was Be'lakor who manipulated the Demon Prince Talomyn into aiding the Despoiler and ultimately assaulting Cadia. Be'lakor was also reputed to be the one who told Abaddon of the treachery of Drakarth the Sightless, leading to the destruction of the renegade Chaos Space Marines, the Sons of Ai, during the Sixth Black Crusade. In both instances, Be'lakor's actions seem to have aided Abaddon's rise to power, though closer examination exposes possible darker motives at work. Though Talomyn extracted a terrible toll upon the armies of Cadia, he did so at the cost of numerous Black Legion warbands, much to Abaddon's ire, while Drakarth the Sightless could in time have proven to be a powerful ally for the Despoiler, had not Be'lakor fanned the embers of vengeance burning in Abaddon's heart. Even during the 13th Black Crusade, the Demon Prince Be'lakor and the Iron Warrior's warsmith, Shantu, united in their desire to see Abaddon's Black Crusade upstaged. They launched an attack on Terra itself, emerging from a warp rift that appeared at the center of an Imperial Fist chapter's flagship, the Phalanx. The unholy allies aimed to corrupt that mighty vessel to their purpose and use it to bombard the Emperor's Imperial Palace. The newly reformed Imperial Fist Third Company, under the command of the recently promoted Captain Garradon, fought with a determination that belied their inexperience, and the accessways and halls of the great starship were soon choked with the broken corpses of demons in what became known as the Battle of the Phalanx. Ultimately, Garradon delayed the demonic incursion long enough for the Phalanx to rouse its engines and enter the warp, thus ending the immediate threat to Terra. The mighty vessel hurled through the immaterium, and neither side proved able to contact their allies in real space. Garradon and his company gathered for one last effort, and the Phalanx lower decks were consumed with raging fires as the spectral warriors of the Legion of the Damned suddenly joined the battle. Taking their arrival as a sign that victory might yet be theirs, the Third Company counterattacked and retook control of the mobile star fortress. Afterwards, they brought the Phalanx through the warp to aid in the defense of Cadia, including mortally wounding the Blackstone Fortress, Will of Eternity. Despite all their efforts, the crucial fortress world still fell to the Despoiler. However, the Phalanx escaped the fall and helped Cadia survivors flee the destruction of their world. In recent times, Be'lakor has been sighted fighting alongside the demon legions of each of the Chaos Gods since the opening of the Great Rift. He has pledged aid to several renegade chapters, even fighting in the company of Abaddon the Despoiler and his Black Legion once more. Exactly what his winding plot seeks to achieve is, like so much about the shadowy demon prince himself, simply unknown. Hidden behind a veil of secrets and lies, it's impossible to know for sure if Be'lakor is doing the bidding of the Chaos Gods or working against them. However, his plots and plans have ultimately been instrumental in the destruction of much of the Imperium of Man. And those were 40 facts on Be'lakor. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's because of them that we can create these videos. If you guys want to support, link in the description. It's $1 a month, and it helps us with the audio equipment, and it just helps us create these videos. So thank you ahead of time. I really like Be'lakor because he is Chaos Undivided, and he doesn't feel like your standard Chaos God. I've never actually played him, but in the lore, it's kind of refreshing to see someone who's just purely evil. There's no like twist behind it. There's no like puppeteer. That he just kind of stands alone, which is interesting because when you think of Abaddon the Despoiler, if you go on the internet, Abaddon gets a lot of crap talked about him, mostly because he failed 12 times to destroy Cadia, and on the 13th try he finally did. But at the same time, I think that anger towards Abaddon is also because he is Chaos Undivided. I feel if he would have just if he would be a follower of a certain Chaos God, it would be something completely different, or people will have a different view of that Chaos God. But that's not the same with Be'lakor. Be'lakor, I feel, is a pretty badass Chaos God or Chaos Greater Demon, with the added fluff of being kind of like the in-between person between all the Chaos Gods. As they all fight with each other, he's kind of in between and just trying to pick up whatever he can from all the exchanges between the greater Chaos Gods. So it's really interesting. Now, this was a viewer request. If you guys have any requests for any other topics, any other greater demons, please comment down below. You could also hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. We'll answer that. We are happy to create a video for you guys, even if we've done it in the past. I know that a lot of our older videos are kind of hard to watch. They're not as entertaining. So if you guys have any suggestions for redo videos, let us know in the comment section below. But most importantly, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with OneMindSyndicate signing out.
Oh, I used to put my